Hello and welcome back to Misery Loves Mandy, where comedians talk about miserable moments and whether or not they made them into jokes. This week we have comedian Denny Dunn. He told the backstory of one of my favorite jokes of his about Chris Angel. You just have to listen to hear about it. Being broken up due to a threesome, which, woo! If a breakup isn't bad enough. And then we talked about ADHD and a bunch of other fun things. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Check out the Patreon and follow Danny Dunn on Instagram. He'll be talking about, he'll let you know when his Don't Tell special is coming out. You don't want to miss it. Don't Tells are this shit. All right, bye.
Do you ever edit your own jokes and laugh at them?
I actually rarely do, like, ever. I get so jealous because Matt will be watching his stuff and laughing all of the time, and I go, the envy of that.
To enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. The envy to enjoy the things you do.
I think it's more because he riffs a lot.
Oh.
So he doesn't remember saying it, so that's why he's laughing.
So there's more discovery to the end.
When mine is more or less to the script.
Yeah.
A little bit off, but not as much as he goes.
Right.
Do you stick to
the script?
Or do you go crazy every set and switch it all up?
It depends on the set. I'll have like a set, but then if something happens, I usually I can get derailed.
Yeah.
And I'll allow myself, especially if you've been doing the same jokes for a little bit.
Oh,
you're like,
God,
someone please say something. Someone please give me a little tangent to jump on.
Save me. I'm having to do this again.
One of my friends was like, you probably like it when people heckle so you have stuff to talk about.
That's what they think.
I have prepared material.
I think a lot of audience members think they're helping. They say, I'm trying to help you.
I came up here with stuff to talk about.
It's a
What'd
wild
you think my
assumption.
plan was?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
People have said that to you?
I don't. You please free to have whatever water you want.
That's the most people pleaser thing. I'd be like, oh, but please, it's mine, but take it.
You could have one.
I literally have
one
mine
cold. I don't think anyone has ever said that to me. I luckily have never been heckled too bad, but I've heard it to other people where they're like,
okay,
with that I was trying to help.
I did a show in Wisconsin recently,
Mm-hmm.
and I was doing 40 minutes for the first time.
Oh, nice.
I got booed by 70 people. It was the greatest.
Like for fun?
It wasn't like it was like a town. Actually, I was in Chicago at the time, and this guy was like, "Do you want to go do this show?" They hated the host, they hated the feature, and then I was headlining. They hated us from the beginning. We found out that it was a town. This is so specific, but a town that had been ravaged by polio in the 1920s.
Oh, when your polio material just bombed?
I actually have a polio joke.
Do you really?
And I was like, why did it get so weird? Because it was going like fine. It was going well. And then I did this polio joke. Who has a polio joke?
Wait, this is wild.
I'm the only comedian with a polio joke. Not as cool as it sounds. They hated it. And I was like, why did it get so weird in here? And then afterwards, this guy came up to me. He's like, this town was ravaged by polio in the 1920s. We hate outsiders, especially because people from Illinois brought polio, and so we were all went up and were like, we're in town from Chicago, and they hated us. So I did this joke about seeing my grandma naked, and 70 people started booing me at one time.
I'm assuming this joke was after the polio joke.
It was after,
so they already were
yeah, it was
upset.
It was fun because it was like up and down. It was not a good show. And when people are talking about the opioid crisis, they're talking about this town, unfortunately. So it was a bunch of people who don't like comedy, don't like people in general. Oh. And so it was like up and down. And then polio joke really took us down. And then naked grandma came back up for a second. Actually, that took us further down. But then one of the punchlines brought him back.
Okay.
But then I did a joke about my girlfriend cheated on me in a threesome. Lost him immediately. Then they all started booing.
How does a boo even start? Is it just one person boo and then they're all like, yeah?
It was almost like there was a sign. You know how like a studio audience
Yes.
laugh track will have like everyone do this at the same. I was like, how? It's honestly impressive that you coordinated this boo so succinctly, so uniformly.
Damn.
It was awesome.
I mean, for your first 40 minutes,
Yeah.
way to just, you can only get stronger.
I think so. Do you ever have moments in real life where you're like, this is the story that people would tell on a podcast?
Yes.
That's happening to me right now.
So
this
and I'm
is
getting
cool.
it fresh too.
Yeah, this is cool that it's happening.
And it's the perfect podcast for it.
Yeah. It was really fun.
Moments.
It was actually not. I genuinely enjoyed it because you're like, when it's not. I never blame the audience. Ever. But and you're like, this isn't my fault.
I just had this happen to me 3 days ago.
What? You got booed by 70 people who were on drugs? Wait. Cool.
Isn't that wild? Wait, the fact that you
She had a measles joke though, different.
yeah, same
Yeah.
but different. No, I was just talking to Macy Isaacs. You know Macy?
Yeah.
I was doing her podcast about how like when you have moments like that, you don't even get upset. You just start laughing.
No, it's great.
It's instantly funny.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, fuck this.
Well, I guess that is the premise of your podcast.
Yeah, so it was perfect
But
timing.
are you good at doing that in the moment? Maybe that's the gift and curse of being a comedian. When
Mm-hmm.
bad things are happening to you, you're like, this is pretty funny though.
It is exactly the best part about it. But it doesn't always happen. Like sometimes it's not as funny. But
Like you can't always do it in the moment.
yeah,
Okay.
I think.
I think that's probably good to not, because then you actually process it.
Yeah, more healthy.
Then you can write jokes about it. But sometimes I get stuck on like immediately. I'm like, this is funny, as if it's happening to someone else. Not that I relish in other people's misery, but it's not like, it's like you're blocking the actual feeling of it.
I think that's actually better. Fuck feeling it and
Yeah, you know what?
processing
Bottle it up.
Bottle it up.
New podcast. Bottle it up with Danny and Mandy.
Yay!
Don't talk about it.
It's for baby boomers.
Pour alcohol on top of it.
Yes. You think our parents got this far by not bottling it up?
No.
They did not.
No. My grandpa was a prisoner of war in World War II. I don't think he told anyone about it. I don't even know how they got him back because he didn't tell anyone about it.
And he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know him very well. Well, we do. We were around him a lot. He wasn't absent from our lives, but he didn't tell anyone about anything that ever happened to him.
As it should be.
I'm going to get, if anyone from my family saw this, they'd be like, why are you talking about that?
Is this fictional? Fake, not fake. Non-fiction, not fake. Fiction.
Yeah,
It's fictional. I was right.
I have a cousin who's an author, and he tried to do research on my grandpa, a family member, his grandpa, to write an article, write a book about his experience at the war. And it was like, have you seen Spotlight?
No, I actually didn't see Spotlight.
You've seen
He saw
Spotlight?
Spotlight.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like reporters trying to uncover the scandal of the Catholic Church, and they're like, knocking on doors, and everyone's like, "What are you talking to? You shouldn't be asking these questions." That's how our family members were treating him, asking questions about our grandpa. They were like, "You shouldn't be asking these questions."
And no one would. He couldn't get anything?
Yeah, no one would talk to him.
Wow.
Don't talk about it. Bottle it up.
Bottle it up.
Weekly episodes.
Danny and Mandy. Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, I'm derailing your
You're
podcast.
not derailing. This is the podcast.
Have we started?
We'll start now. I'm just kidding. No, we're in.
And we're in.
We're in. I had an awful show 3 days ago. That's why I was saying I relate.
Okay, tell me.
This one, I feel disgusting saying this. I feel embarrassed. I feel it's me. In the end of the day, let me say this: if an audience doesn't like me,
Mm-hmm.
I need to work on it and get better.
Okay.
So it is my fault. But this was one of those shows I felt like they hated women.
Oh, okay.
And it rarely happens. And when it happened, I can tell the difference. And it was one of those shows. And I wanted to cry after. It was a
I'm
cop
sorry.
fundraiser.
This is not fun. Oh, well. Well, I was gonna ask you what were the key indicators
It was
that made you feel that way. like, we found him.
And we found him. No. It's fun. It's great. Misery's great. You know, you're after. I'm like, oh, I'm so upset, and then I'm like, this is good motivation. In the end, I think if I was starting to get them, I was earning it. Which fuck that. Fuck you. I don't need to earn it.
Yeah.
And then I only had 10 minutes. So like right as I was getting them, I had to get off, and I was like, ugh.
At least you were getting it by the end. Not that you need their approval.
Yeah, towards the end it was going, but I was like, it's like the first joke doesn't work, and you're like, huh.
And one that you're like, this works
every
time.
Show.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, everyone doesn't have to work, but then another one, and everyone else, it was all other guys. Everyone had a great set besides me.
Okay.
And I was like, I've given you my best 10 here, guys.
Why are we doing fundraisers for the cops? Don't they get the most city money? I'm not even a political guy. I don't even talk politics. I don't even know where that came from.
But anyways, I shouldn't talk about this. I should just bottle it up.
You should bottle it up.
I should bottle
it up.
Why
are you even telling us this?
I'm
bottle
embarrassed. Cut it.
This should be a silent podcast.
What if that worked?
What, a silent podcast?
A silent podcast.
I bet there is something like that exists.
I really believe so as well.
And hate that maybe after living in LA for 6 years, I'm someone who would be like, yeah, wait, I would enjoy that. Yeah, I like that. It helps me reconnect.
It's refreshing. It's like meditating with a group.
Yeah.
You know, they say the more people, you can get more grounded.
Well, do you have ADHD?
I've been prescribed to Adderall for a long time now, but I try not to take it because the afterness makes me depressed.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Someone told me that they got on ADHD medication as a child, but then their dad said it made them act like a businessman, so he took them off of it.
What?
And there was like a 6-year-old. But I've been on Vyvanse since elementary school.
Oh, wow. You were really young.
Yes, really young.
Man.
I don't remember why I asked you that. I didn't take it today.
We are free.
Why did I ask you
that? When you remember, please let me know.
Okay.
So have you stayed on it forever?
No.
But you're not on it today.
I'm not on it today. I was on it for most of my academic career through college, bachelor's degree. And then stopped taking it after college and was like, I just don't want to be, be so reliant on something. And then but I would work like corporate jobs for a while. And then I think after being in comedy, I was like, okay, I feel like I can embrace my way of doing things a lot more. So wasn't on it. And then there's so much to do. There's so much that you got to get done. So I take it sometimes. So I have a prescription and I take it sometimes. And I'm fine with that.
And that's where I'm at.
Yeah, if I have a lot of like admin work or editing to do, It's like, okay, I'll act like a businessman for like 8 hours. That's fine.
I always try to I always have the itch because I know if I take it, I'm going to have a great day.
Yeah.
And then I have to remind myself, after this great day, it's going to be a really bad day.
Wait, is it a bad day? Oh, you mean you get depressed the day after you take the medication?
I think if I just take it one and done, I'm fine. But say I go a week of taking it, and then I'll be as I usually don't get depressed.
Yeah.
But if I go on it and then off of it, I hit such a low. I think because I'm like, this is a silent podcast. You know what this means? I'm just so living it up and getting so much done and so happy. And then I come off, obviously I'm not feeling like that. So I think that just makes me feel sad that I'm no longer up in the clouds.
Yes, where you don't feel as like engaged.
Yeah, I don't know. So I try not to.
Have you seen the movie Limitless?
No, Audrey keeps telling me I have to see it.
Every time I take Vyvanse, I feel like that. Like the color gets brighter and I'm like, I can speak Portuguese all of a sudden. This is funny.
What?
And kind of relevant for your podcast. I have a heart condition, a pretty minor heart condition, but I've had heart surgery a couple times.
Oh my God.
But it's not like, it was like not an open heart surgery. So relative to heart surgeries, lesser scale.
Okay.
But it's Vyvanse is a stimulant. So my doctor was like, you can't take this every day or else you'll have a heart attack.
Oh my God.
So I can only take it.
And you still take it sometimes.
Yeah. Have you seen Limitless?
If you want to know how good it feels.
It's that good. Then I'm like, okay, I'll take it. Oh, okay. But it's like, okay, I can only take it like a couple days. So I was I haven't figured out the joke yet, but I feel like there's a joke in there somewhere.
There's 1,000% a joke in there.
Right?
For sure.
So
You've had hearts. You've had pretty much like the max of what you shouldn't, what happens to have you stop.
But it's funny that even the psychiatrist was like, you should still take it, though.
That's
like,
wild, too.
You need to take this. Just dial it back a little bit.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So are you kind of like annoyed that open heart surgery gets so much talking?
Yeah, that's my big beef. Everyone's talking about open heart surgery. What about me?
Yeah.
What did I get?
See, you don't even know.
No, I got a cryoablation, but they went in through my legs. They went in through there's like a big artery in your legs.
To your heart?
To your heart. They can run it right up.
Is it in the song?
What song?
The connection that's connected to
the quickest way to your heart is your groin.
Is that an anal joke?
No.
I think it's more of a men's penis joke.
Yes.
But that is where they went in to get to my heart. So, medically accurate joke.
Wow.
And more jokes should be medically accurate. There's a Rory Scovel joke that makes me laugh so hard where he's talking about something and he goes, and he does that act out. And he goes, and you guys know what this means? He does that. He goes, you guys know what this means? Okay.
He's one of my favorites.
He's the funniest.
So good. That's crazy, though. So do you have to have, checkups?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, when I'll get, a physical as often as you get physicals, which is, unless you have to do something.
Yeah, unless you live in LA and our healthcare system is.
I mean, I never go to the doctor. Do you go to the doctor a lot?
No. You know what? When I had my old insurance, I did my physical. But my new insurance, I'm scared to go.
Okay, because you just never know how much the bill's going to be for.
I just don't want to go to the doctors that are on my list.
Oh, bad doctors?
Bad doctors.
Bad doctors.
Bad
Our new
doctors.
podcast, Bad Doctors.
Bad doctors.
Are Zach Braff and Donald Faison still doing their podcast?
Oh, of course, top rated.
Is that true?
No.
Top rated. Of course, top rated.
What's with, I got some beef.
Well, tell me your beef. Because my beef is with people with open heart surgery, as we've established.
This is pretty similar.
What's your beef?
Old celebrities getting commercials.
Oh, like Bon Jovi?
Exactly.
Okay. Who are you thinking of?
Zach Braff.
And you're like, hey, let someone else have a turn?
I would rather say I'd rather take an old celebrity than a new celebrity. I think that we've really toned in because celebrities get to do voiceovers, they get to do commercials. Give it back to the people.
Okay. You're saying, hey, I'm a commercial actor in LA. I'm a working actor in LA. Let me sell DirecTV.
Yes.
Okay.
Because who watches DirecTV more than us?
Chicago Fire. I love Chicago Fire.
He's on a roll.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that beef. But what about, and this is not specific to any of the people whose names we've mentioned.
No.
What about, let's say you're an old celebrity, because this is something I think about sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's say you've made it. Let's say you were so successful.
Like 90s?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll make this a present day situation. That would make more sense. Let's say it's present day. Hypothetically, it's today. Okay? Or whenever you're watching this.
Yeah.
Let's say you were really successful in the 90s as you had the career you wanted. I'm not going to name names, but you had a big movie career. Maybe you were in some TV shows. You're a big deal. And now it's 30 years later, and let's just say you're a little irrelevant. The cash isn't coming in.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Other than take that DirecTV commercial.
That is why after I said it, I thought better them than a current celebrity.
Who has more earning opportunity?
Yes.
But don't you ever think about those people who were so popular in the 90s and now it's now what does that guy do today for money?
I think about it a lot. I don't think about their money more than because I feel like they've invested.
Okay. Yes, comedians are famously good at investing.
No, actors, not comedians.
Yes, actors even better at investing.
Old comedians, they're all broke.
Yeah, sure.
But an old actor, I think, you know what I think more than this?
Tell me what you think more than this.
I think, how about when I'm watching a show and I see that one person with that line, I think I just envision their day being like, Mom, I got this role. I got this line on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I talked to Jerry. This is my big break.
Yeah.
And then we never see them again.
Yes.
I think of that person when I watch TV a lot.
That is very understandable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just go, oh, no. They didn't know.
They thought they were going to make it.
They thought they were going to make it.
But what is making it? Because I've met people who I thought made it. They're not happier than I am.
No.
They're not happier than you are.
No.
And that is nice to find out. Not that I don't want them. No. I want them. I want us all to be happy.
No, I get it. I know. No.
But you're like, once I'll wait to be happy until I get there. And then you meet people who have gotten there who are like, I need more Instagram followers. And I'm like, you own a house in LA.
Yeah.
Why do you care about that? So then you're like, well, I can just be happy today.
Mm-hmm.
I can be happy.
I always had this thought. I had this weird thought with my ex. This was a while ago.
Uh-huh.
We were just in his tiny studio apartment, and we both had no money, and we'd be eating Taco Bell in bed, watching TV on a Friday night, or like a night where people went out. And I thought, Mandy, you really enjoy this, because one day, I don't know why I thought one day you won't be able to do this.
Because you'll be so famous and
guess I
successful
had
that
this
you
thought.
won't be able to lay in bed and eat Taco Bell.
Yes, I
the
had-
thing that all famous people want to do more than anything.
Yeah. And I said, really take this in.
This is your last taste of normalcy.
How insane!
One day it's going to be all escargot.
You're gonna pull up to that Taco Bell, and they're gonna say,
They're going to say, you're too famous to eat here. What are you doing here?
get out. You
We won't even serve you.
Yep.
Do you know Brett Dodenhoff?
No.
Okay, he's a really funny comedian on Instagram and stand-up.
I will find you.
He's very funny. He's great. He'd be great for the podcast. He's had some tragedies in his
I'll
life.
reach out.
Yeah, reach out. He's very funny. But he did the Flappers audition, which, hey, no shade to any place.
Yeah.
But he did the Flappers audition, the thing you do when you're,
Brand new,
right?
It's like the first thing you when you move to LA, you go to the casting. What's the for background acting? You go
I don't know.
to
Central casting.
you go to
You
Central,
go to Central Casting and you do the
go to
Flappers audition, regardless if you're a comedian.
Yeah.
You just go and you're like, I got some stories to tell. I'm from Kansas.
Yeah.
He did the Flappers audition, and the guy was like, hey, you should come back here. I think you might, we could get you a spot in the Yoo-Hoo room if you could do 3 minutes one day.
Oh, wow.
And he told me that he went to Shake Shack and splurged and he's like, yeah, I'll put cheese on those fries, and called his mom.
Yep,
and
big
was like,
deal.
hey, Mom, I think things in LA are gonna be just fine.
Oh, to be
Which
green
is so
again.
sweet.
It's so
we all have
sweet.
those moments where you're like, I think things Hollywood hasn't heard about me yet.
Did you have a big break feel moment where it turned out to be not as big as you thought?
I think everything is like that.
everything.
Even the things that are great.
Yeah.
Or you're just you still just wake up and you're like, oh, okay, I'm still in my apartment. Mm-hmm. Which I like my apartment.
Yeah.
You're just your life never really changes because you're still who you are.
Yeah. It's not as. Yeah. Yeah. No. It's weird. I'm still waiting for my big break, but I can imagine.
That feeling. I just don't think it exists, which maybe I'm wrong. But plenty of great things have happened to you. I've had things I've been really excited about that are great. But then you just wake up still feeling like yourself. That apparently that doesn't change.
Yeah, I think okay, I had a thought. Get there.
Come on,
Mandy. You can do it. You can do it.
I'll riff about Chicago Fire until you remember.
Okay.
Okay, so one of the main characters used to be engaged to Lady Gaga, which is really
What?
which is really random. He plays Kelly Severide. He's the lieutenant on the squad truck, which is different than the truck. There's 2 trucks.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that either.
This is real too.
You should keep all this in. I don't know if it's real.
We're good. Okay. Well, we're definitely gonna keep it in.
I went to Chicago after I had been obsessed with the show, and I saw a fire truck drove past, and I looked at it as if I was looking at
The one from the show.
as if I was looking at if you walk past Bill Hader. I was like, wait, they're real. Okay, Barry.
Oh my god.
It's Barry. Cool.
Did it make you at all have any? Did it make you want? Does this show make you want to become a firefighter? Yeah.
But I'll tell you what. There's more fires in their personal lives.
Ooh. Okay. Now
These people
I'm
have
intrigued.
messy lives.
It's probably because that work schedule.
I think a big part of it's the work schedule.
Yeah.
That's got to be big. And the pressure of the job. Who can imagine?
Oh, do they have good insurance? Do they talk about that a lot on
They
the
don't
show?
often. They don't often get into the particulars of their medical coverage. But they should.
Yeah, that's why I would tune in.
I have a friend who has a friend who's written an episode of Chicago Fire, which is the most LA sentence you can say. If the Grove was in there somehow, it would be the most LA thing. I have a friend of a friend wrote an episode of Chicago Fire.
Okay.
Is like a LA haiku.
Did you get like an original script or anything from him, like a signed script to put on your
Wouldn't
wall?
that wouldn't do anything for me. I don't care about signatures.
How did signatures become a thing? Just whoa.
I think it's like before photos, it's like I met them.
Yeah, the closest you could get to it.
It's like here's a thing that proves I met them.
That's true.
Where now it's like, well, now here's this picture. Here's
Yeah.
this terribly lit selfie.
I don't think I've ever I've never asked someone for a photo.
That's good.
Yeah.
Tell me if you're like this. Mm-hmm. I don't care about the person in real life. I like being like the show.
Yeah.
I like getting immersed into the show. But if I met a lot of these people in real life, I'm just like, well, you're
not the character.
you're not the character I want to hang out with. I want to be in the world of the show. I don't want to meet you in real world life.
That makes sense. I
You're
guess.
in my world? That's embarrassing for you. You're in the real world? I like the fantasy world.
I know you wake up feeling the same. I wonder if that's why, like we're going to go back. I figured out my thought.
Oh, please.
I think because celebrities wake up after getting all of these things.
Yeah.
I think that's why they start like getting crazy with like the sex stuff. I think they get bored.
Oh, of like something else.
They want something new.
Your dopamine's got to be so
Yeah,
broken.
I think your dopamine's off.
That's probably true.
Yeah. We don't have to get into it.
No, that's probably true. I'm
But
thinking
just a
about
thought.
it. I'm thinking about celebrities having sex. Hold on.
Yeah. Do you ever think about celebrities pooping? I know it's a really immature
Never.
thought, but I do.
Never do I think about anyone pooping ever.
Oh.
I hate bathroom related discussions.
Yeah.
But if I meet a couple, I think about what it's like for them to have sex almost immediately.
Really?
Yeah,
Like
immediately.
good or bad? Like what is your thought process?
I just like picture it.
Yeah.
Not like
Does your
like
mind
the chemistry between them. I'm like, oh, okay.
when you visualize it, depending on gender, do you not like depending on gender, but like do you picture who's on top and bottom instantly, naturally?
It's not as like a concrete like photo image that I'm
okay.
picturing. It's more like the chemistry of the two people together physically. I'm like, interesting. Huh.
I wonder how
But I'm not like picturing them
Naked?
doing things. Yeah. Although maybe I should.
I want to
Pull up that picture of Chicago Fire again.
Oh my God. Let's see. Fire trucks have sex.
I would watch two fire trucks have sex for hours.
Whoa.
Come on, they're all beautiful.
Oh my God.
They're all beautiful. Tell me, this was terrible. I told my mom's friend, because she likes the show as well. It's people of men and women of a certain age that like the show, and then me. And I was like, I'm really getting into the show. My favorite character is Shay. I was like, she's so cool. She's so pretty. She's awesome. And she goes, oh yeah, she dies. And I was like, what the hell?
Oh no, she spoiled hard spoiled.
And it felt like she got off on it, which is weird as an adult person. Which do you consider yourself an adult?
I'm starting to what's the word? Come to terms with it.
Why are you pulling up her death, Leslie Shay?
No. What if I ever want to watch it? We got it.
She looks a lot like Margot Robbie, and I told that to my mom 6 times.
And what did she say the 5th time?
She goes, yeah, you've said that like 5 times. I don't have anyone else to talk about the show with.
Oh, that's tough. I'm watching a show no one else is watching, and I'm watching that show Younger. It keeps popping on my Netflix. I finally got into it, and I'm so obsessed and in the world, like you're in the world. It's like when I start watching it, I just get so distracted.
Is that Hillary Duff?
Yeah, it is Hillary Duff.
Oh, good for her.
Yep. And I'm just freaking out because I have 2 seasons left, and I just know my heart is the withdrawals. I'm already, like when you're gonna get broken up with, and it's gonna be bad. I just know it's coming soon.
Can't imagine. I've married every single person I've ever dated.
Really? Wow. Are you Mormon?
Yeah, deeply. Yeah, 100%.
Congrats.
Hey, thank you. I was just in Salt Lake City, though.
Oh, I've never been. I heard it's beautiful.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Oh, that was it.
Okay.
I'm just worried for this show to end because I know I'm really obsessed.
So you get very, like, parasocial to the shows
Yes.
and feel like they're your friends? I feel like,
and-
I was relating to you, and then...
I don't think they're my
You pulled
friends.
back.
I feel like I'm this creepy observer in their lives.
I feel like I'm like, these are my guy. I'm hanging out with my squad. My
Oh. I guess, like, I just feel like because they don't, like, talk to me, I just don't feel included.
Yeah, but that's the best part is you don't have to say anything. You're like, yeah, these are all my friends. I get to chill.
That is actually the best kind of friendships.
You have zero social pressure.
Yeah.
The best kind of friendships is the one you don't have to pull your weight in. Is that what you're saying?
The ones you don't have to talk or feel like you need to talk.
Yes.
I hate forced conversation.
You host a podcast.
I know. This is why as I love talking to people, only on the podcast.
It is nice because we'll take these headphones off and I'll be like, hey, so...
We'll never talk
Hey,
again.
it's great to see you. Shows go well. Okay, go.
Yeah, headphones really change
Yeah, they
things.
dial you in.
They really do.
They dial you in.
Should we start the podcast?
Let's start the podcast.
Okay.
And you guys know what this means? Okay. It's so funny. He does it in his HBO special. It's hilarious.
I'll watch it.
It's great.
Again.
Have you never seen it?
I've seen it like 3 times.
Oh
I
my
don't-
God,
I have really bad memory.
Oh, that's okay.
It makes life better.
It does make life better. What makes it harder?
Remembering when people say things.
But, okay, sure.
Because then they're like, then I seem like a liar. I feel like I'm lying. Because I'm like, I've seen it 3 times.
I feel like I'm lying.
And I don't like when I feel like a liar.
Yeah.
But I just don't retain anything.
Yeah. Do you think that's because you only retain things you just care about? Or
No, there's
you're just not paying
enough
attention most
space.
of the time? Or you're just taking in so much information because you're so brilliant that you can't possibly retain it all?
That's for sure it.
Okay. I think that's it.
It's hard.
It's hard. This is my first time being alive. I'm doing my best.
That's crazy. This is my 3rd.
Okay, what were you before?
First, I was a yellow and black striped snake.
Oh, okay.
That's actually why yellow is so prominent in my life.
How'd you die?
Oh, lawnmower.
Oh, brutal.
I know.
Okay.
I went too far.
Okay, and this was accidental, or were you terrorizing the child that lived in this house?
Accidental.
Okay.
And that's why I knew I was like, you're too far from home.
Yeah.
But I was like on Adderall.
You were on Adderall as a snake,
Yeah.
as a black and yellow striped
Yeah.
snake, which is the species is. Well, I guess you wouldn't know. You're just like, this is just who I am.
This is just who I was.
Yeah, this is just me. And you
Yeah.
guys know what this means? Okay. I feel bad doing that because
the
I feel like
audio
I'm
listeners?
taking his joke.
But you gave him cred.
Yeah, but then when I call back to it, I feel like I have to re-give him cred. That's Roy Scovel bit in his HBO special.
Just, yeah, every time after you do it, say that.
Okay. And then what was
Scovel, just like Kobe.
Scovel. I like that. Scovel. Then it makes it seem like I'm having sex with him.
It does. But that's not a bad thing.
What was your second life? And then we'll start the podcast.
Bluebird.
Bluebird.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually my favorite of the lives.
Are you the one that the Beatles wrote that song about?
No, God,
Because that was a blackbird, wasn't
Um, Blackbird
it? Who
singing.
cares about the Beatles? Who fucking cares?
Enough.
Enough. Shut up. Jesus, shut up. I've walked across the street so many times.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many times I've taken a picture of it?
0.
We should cut everything out. That's already happened.
Okay, we'll start
Except
now.
for that. That stays in.
We'll start with that.
Okay.
It's a hot take.
Shut up about the Beatles.
Oh, God. Yeah, the crosswalk photo, they really, took that one they just took it and they're like, this is us now.
But I guess it's like if you're the first person to do a thing,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, whoa.
Yeah. I was the first one to bite someone as a snake.
You were the first one?
You would think lawnmowers weren't invented?
Well, you would think the one in the Garden of Eden was the first one.
Nah, that was a rumor.
That was a rumor.
Yeah, it's
and
booked.
you were like, I don't like these rumors about my people. But then,
I was in a bad mood because I got off my Adderall,
okay, had your come down.
had my come down.
And a snake needs Adderall because
It's hard without legs. You need the energy just
the
to move.
focus on the slithering.
Yeah.
So much slithering.
No one talks about it.
No one when you become a snake, no one tells you the amount of slithering that you're signing up for.
Yeah, that's why the Slytherins or the bad guys, because they're also fucking angry.
Mm-hmm.
They can't just walk.
And you know that they do walk.
Yep,
Okay.
but not everyone knows that.
That is true. Not everyone knows everything.
So
And that's why we're here.
that's why we're here to learn. This is an educational podcast with all these segments that we're going to get to.
That we're going to get to. I'm in your hands, and I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, let's start.
I'm excited to be here.
Okay. Do you have a weekly wiener? It's a person or thing that bugs you more than should have. You kind of said one already. I don't know if that was...
What, the Beatles?
No! I forgot what it was. It was a good one.
Could you imagine being someone who gets so angry about people that they've never met or interacted with? Do you have people like that in your life where you're like, did you see what Damon Wayans Jr. did? And you're like, what
Why
is
do you care?
What is your life
Yeah.
that you have time to care about that?
I think that with a lot of people who are super into politics, sorry if you are.
Not at all.
But I think, how are you this upset about every little thing?
Yes, which I get it if it's something that's like affecting your life, of course.
Yeah, but to
just
the ones
like,
that it aren't.
Did you see the person who did this thing?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I have something.
Yeah, what do you
Okay,
got?
I went to the Apple store.
Good start.
Shout out to Apple.
Always a smooth transaction there.
I went to the Apple store. This is the thing that bothers me the most. Also, when I'm in a good mood, very little bothers me. When I haven't slept much, everything bothers me.
I could relate.
Someone being nice to, I'll be like, why are you talking to me? And they'll be like, hey, I love you, you're this. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, I hate you so much.
Yeah.
But the thing that bothers me, no matter what amount of sleep I've had, is someone that just can't admit the thing that's happening. Because I'm fine with anything. Truly, like, I get it. Things don't work. Things do work. Whatever. Life isn't on my terms. But someone who can't just like admit it. So like my computer, I've only had my MacBook for 4 years.
Okay.
Just stopped working. Completely broke. And they were like, it'll be $800 to fix it, or you can buy a new computer for like
$5,000.
No, it was like not like a crazy amount more to buy a new computer, but
Okay.
but it's like not. He's like, the computer works. We just need to replace like one small part, and he's like, it'll cost $800. And I'm like, why is that going to cost $800? And he's like, well, that's just what it costs. And I'm like, okay, I get that this is the situation we're in. I get that you don't make these decisions. I've worked places where I don't make decisions,
Yeah.
and people have gotten mad at me. I don't. I worked at a food cart in Universal Studios. I wouldn't believe you how many people yelled at me about the Truro prices. I don't set those.
Wow. That's had to have been tough.
It was tough. This is my cross to bear. But I was like, I'll buy a new computer because I need it, and it's not that much more. But I need you to admit that you guys are taking advantage of me. And he's like, no, this is just how it is. And I'm like, right, I know it's how it is. But admit that you guys have me right where you want me. And he's like, what? No, what? No.
You want some honesty here.
I just want you to have some self-awareness. And then he would not give me that, which Apple employees are not entitled to give you emotional support. But the lady who came over next to sell me that new computer was like, oh, we're fleecing you. And I'm like, thank you.
That's great.
And she was laughing about it. And we were both laughing. She wasn't being mean. She was like, I totally get it.
Yeah.
But I needed that. And then it's like, I'll buy a new computer from you. And if you get commission, great. But I just need you to be like, we have you right where we want you. And this is what is happening.
Yeah. And he was holding his ground.
Yeah, I think he was trying to be professional. Give up on that.
No. First of all, know your audience. You
Okay.
didn't want that.
I didn't want that. Do you relate to what I'm talking about? Did it even make sense?
It 1,000% made
Okay.
sense. He knew deep down this was fucked. And he just wouldn't.
Right.
He-
Just admit that this is lame.
Yeah, he was just like, he's one of those people you'd work with that like the meeting's over and we're all about to leave and they'd say, any employees have any other questions? And he would raise his hand and we would all have to stay at work longer. This guy.
Yeah, sure.
That's,
exactly.
That's who I'm picturing.
Just admit it. I'll go along with it. Only if you admit it.
How did you get the lady to come over?
He was the technical person. She was the sales associate.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Sales has more fun.
Yeah, totally. That's why he wasn't pivoting.
No, but I've had people like that at other jobs where like the director tells your manager that the team has to do something, then the manager's like, I think this is a good idea. It's like, we all know that this is the worst
You
idea.
can see it in their eyes too that they know the truth.
And I'm like, just admit that it's a bad idea. I'll do it. I will do it no matter what. But just admit that it's a bad idea. And that goes a long way with me. I'm not sure why.
I get that though. That is a really annoying thing.
I think so. Because I was still going to spend that amount of money on a new computer. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. Not thrilled, but also like, I get it. This is the situation I'm in. But him just being like, this is stupid would have made me so happy.
Damn. Well, I wish you would have gotten it from him, but I'm glad you got it from her.
Annie at the Grove Apple store.
Oh, we still got the Grove in.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah. I bought a new computer at the Grove.
I think my computer's in the Grove. I've had a lot of Apple problems.
Okay, what's your weekly wiener?
I've got a wiener, but this is something, not the wiener, but your interaction reminded me of this. Is it yesterday? I was flying to San Jose.
Cool.
And I had my big ass water bottle. It's been leaking everywhere. I got to toss it. It's down its outs.
Okay.
But I was in the front row of Southwest, which is the closest to first class I've gotten. But to sit in the front, you can't have anything underneath your seat. So you have to put everything above. Mm-hmm. But I had my water bottle. I thought she might say something. Eventually, she was like, before we take off, we're going to need you to put your water bottle up there. And I said, not a problem. And then she said, it's because, and like acting like I said no. And I said, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
I got this. Let me empty it. I'll put it up there. And she just kept acting like I was arguing with her. And I said, no.
Yeah.
I am totally cool with the rules here. I get it. I will do it. And it was like 3 times of her just like defending herself. And I said, I kept cutting her off. No need. Save
But then
it.
doesn't it make it seem like you're being combative because you're trying to be agreeable?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so frustrating.
Oh my God. And then on the walk to the tram to the hotel, I was like complaining about that. And then I didn't know she was behind me the whole time.
Oh, you were talking about her?
Yeah. I didn't know.
Do you think she heard you?
I hope not. But my gut said she might have.
I like that your gut is like non-committal. You're like, your gut's like, it might have, it could have happened.
It's like she definitely did.
Yeah.
But maybe she didn't.
That's awesome.
But I was like, what? Oh, God. But my wiener is, this keeps happening to me. Every time I think someone is pulling out of a parking lot, and this isn't even a person, it's just a situation.
Okay.
Every time I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I got a spot. They're leaving. They're straightening out.
Okay.
They're always straightening out.
Yeah.
Just pull in right the first time. Mm-hmm. You're fucking with me.
Mm-hmm.
The straightening out is my wiener. Does that happen to you often?
Leave it crooked. I actually, I experienced pretty good luck with parking.
Really? No, I'm glad. I'm happy for you.
Not to throw it in your face.
Very happy.
You're clearly going through something.
It's been a big problem in my life.
I feel like I get a lot of good parking spots, and then when I don't, I'm like, hey, the universe is protecting me from something. I bet an anvil was going to fall in that spot. That's how I rationalize things in my head.
Yeah, they're going to die.
I go, that person's going to die. Mm-hmm. Glad it's not me.
Do you ever see like someone's car when you're walking, and a tree has fell on their tree. Their tree has fell on their car.
Constantly, I'm seeing trees fall.
I know.
I can't tell you the last day I've had where I haven't seen a tree fall. Mm-hmm.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's gotten out of control.
I've started yelling timber. Just because I'm like, well, I get it now. I'll do it.
Yeah. I do feel really bad. I think it's only been twice. But when I've seen just a totaled car from a tree, I'm like, oh, they were so happy when they got that spot.
They were. For what? You never know what's going to happen next. So don't be mad about what's happening now.
Trust it.
That's great advice.
We should quote that.
That was actually brilliant.
That's how we're starting the episode.
That was very insightful.
Have you said that before?
Never said it once. But I do. I think those thoughts a lot.
Mm-hmm. So I'm a happy person. You seem like a happy person.
I think so.
Do you have a lot of people ask you like the whole comedy is like full of like dark, unhappy people, or do you think? The other question, we'll skip that one.
If you think comedy has dark, unhappy people, have you ever been to an office? I worked in an office in Boston.
Was it miserable?
No one was funny. Everyone was unhappy. Actually, people were pretty funny. Everyone's funny in Boston. But sorry, what were you saying?
No, nothing. I just feel like, I don't know, sometimes I'm not often, but I feel like people are always like, oh yeah, comedians are also dark. And I'm like, I mean, there are, but I do agree with that's everywhere.
I think this is my take, and tell me what you think.
Okay.
I think people think comedians are dark, one, because some of them are very dark and have publicly killed themselves. So I think that's part of the stigma. But John Mulaney has that joke about a lot of people are a lot of people are like depressed and unhappy and don't even have the decency to become famous comedians. So I think there are like unhappy and happy people in every
I agree.
aspect of your life. But I think the thing that people don't rationalize about comedians, I think comedians are just more comfortable with darker topics because you're always exploring your own mind and you're always trying to you're always kind of trying to figure things out. Is comedy, right?
Yeah.
So I think comedians, at least in my experience, just have more comfortability talking about darker topics.
Yeah, they're more open.
Where like a person who maybe doesn't do that is like, whoa, like talk about our friends in the Midwest who are like, don't talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we talk about it. And that makes you seem darker just because you're acknowledging it.
Mm-hmm. I think that's probably exactly what's going on.
Right?
Yeah. See, we're all miserable.
I don't think I'm miserable. I just think like there is bad things and good things that happen, but a lot of people are afraid to acknowledge the bad things because they think it lets it in. Mm-hmm. But letting it in is actually the thing that makes you more comfortable with it.
That's another good one.
Pull up that picture of Chicago Fire.
You're killing it.
That feels how I feel. That feels true to how I feel.
Yeah. That's really good. And I feel like that's the truth in what's happening.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do agree with that. But I do, yeah, it is weird. Like, I don't know. I guess it's not weird. I think about it sometimes. But like, when people will be like, "Oh, comedians are dark," I'm like, I think I'm a happy person.
Sure.
And I love being around comedians.
Yeah, I think comedians are sensitive people, which is probably why you feel the need to comment on everything that's happening and explore it all. Like, I think I'm a sensitive person, which maybe makes me feel things more in extremes.
Totally.
But I don't think that makes me unhappy.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Wow.
We have so much in common. Welcome to In Common.
In Common. That sounds good too.
Yeah, that sounds like we're a podcast about having sex with the rapper Common.
Oh, I didn't even think
Chicago
about
reference,
that.
but you love that.
8 minutes in Common.
8 minutes in Common. A podcast where you have sex with Common for 8 minutes.
Do you think he'd be into it?
I think he would be into it. I speak for him.
Okay.
I think he'd be into it.
All right. Does anyone have...
Speaking of famous people
Yeah.
who've done commercials, they use that guy's voice for everything.
What commercial?
He's been in a bunch of commercials.
Let's see.
Don't pull back on me.
No, I believe you.
Common voice actors.
That's so funny. It's just a list of popular voice actors.
These are typical voice actors. The actor, Common voice actor.
I can't think of a direct brand or commercial or anything that he's done.
But it's like Will Arnett. He's just the voice
They're
of a lot
just
of
in
stuff.
it. Oh man, time is flying by. After we figure out all of the things
we
Common
don't need
has
to.
done.
We can keep it moving.
Oh, wait. You guys didn't bring me here to talk about the rapper Common?
No, that's the Patreon.
We'll start with the album Go.
I've been doing this a lot, and I don't know why.
Because you're trying not to do this.
And you guys know what that means? Roy Scott's a joke from HBO Special. It's so funny. It's just one of those, it's so stupid. Because, like, you know, that's like the most like juvenile thing ever. But just to be like, and you guys know what this means?
Yeah.
So funny.
He's great.
He's great.
You know, this was so crazy. I was in Denver having breakfast saying, you know, Roy lives here. And then I said, I wonder if he's in town. Not only was I at breakfast, part of the story, I made reservations at this breakfast place and then decided to take a Uber to the same restaurant, different location. So my reservation was voided. That was an accident.
Oh,
Made a
okay.
reservation, went to the different location, farther away from the hotel. Oopsies. Talked about Rory. Left the wrong restaurant after eating. We just ate there. Guess who was right in front of me? Rory.
Whoa. Did you say hi?
No.
Okay.
I've met him a couple times, but I don't think enough to like.
Sure.
He was with his family. Let him be.
I only stop someone if I have a personal enough connection that I would stop them if they weren't famous.
That's a good way to.
And it's only happened like once or twice.
Yeah, I even like if I see anyone, I kind of just don't because I just always assume no one feels like talking.
I never feel like talking to anybody
Same.
when I'm out and about.
No.
And what could you possibly say that they haven't heard before?
Yeah.
So I don't.
I think the best thing to do is like you just do a wave and you both wave and you
Or
keep
nod.
going. Yeah, no.
One time I walked past Henry Winkler. You know, the Fonz.
Okay, yes, I was
From
like, I know
Barry.
who that is. Okay.
And we looked at each other. I just gave him a nod. He gave me a nod, kept walking. I was like, perfect for both of us.
That's great.
But I did see Andy Richter recently, and I had his dad as a professor in college.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, hey, I had your dad as a professor in college. He's like, oh, cool. And I was like, see you later.
Smooth both times.
And I thought that was okay.
That's exactly.
You think that's okay?
Yeah.
Andy, I'm sorry, man. Oh, fuck. I fucked it up.
No, that was as smooth could be.
But that's something I would say if I just saw anyone whose
Yeah.
dad I had a professor. I would tell that to anyone who's the child of a professor I had in college.
Yeah. Do you know all of their children?
All of them.
That's cool. Those are good professors.
Yeah.
I don't remember one of my professors.
You don't remember any of your professors?
Not one.
He was like a guest lecturer, but I think that
He made a difference.
I didn't want to go into the semantics of it.
Yeah.
Who am I, a guest lecturer? Okay. What's the next question?
Okay. Would you have one, which I really want you to tell that one, but it's a long one, but we don't have to do it. You choose. But I love your joke about your family at the show. What kind of show was it? The magician show?
It was the Chris Angel magic show.
Yeah, magic show. But an embarrassing moment. It doesn't have to be that one. I just love that one. If not, watch his stand up. Embarrassing moment that you turned into a joke.
That's a good one.
Okay.
I feel like I have a few jokes that are like that, but that's probably the most one
It's
of notoriety. Was a huge Chris Angel fan. Who wasn't? Mind Freak. Come on. Loved the Mind Freak. Went to the magic show. I went to the Chris Angel magic show in Las Vegas, and he was throwing out cards into the audience. He threw one out, and whoever got the card would be the volunteer for the trick, right? And so I'm so excited to be there, and he throws it out. I get the card, and I don't know what. I don't really talk about this in the joke, but I just don't really know what his motivation was for saying this. I can't really. You could have your own theory. It's a real black and blue, white and gold dress situation. But I get the card, and he looks at me, and I'm 14 years old. I'm with my family. I'm a magic obsessed teen. and he goes, "Hey man, we've already had a couple guy volunteers on the show. How about you find a hot girl instead?" And I'm like 14, and it's like there's like 600 people looking at me.
That's weird.
It's weird. Yeah. Which it might not sound like weird, but most people people hate getting put on the spot in general. Now it wouldn't be as big a deal because you're used to being in front of people. But as a child,
also a child that you were so excited to get that.
Yeah, and it's like what I have to pick out a girl in front of like 600 people and Chris Angel and my mother. You're like, I don't even know what to do.
Yeah, I would panicked. And so my mom, the story, I do this on stage, but the story is that I didn't know what to do. I'm freaking out. And my mom, trying to help me, he's like, no, it's okay. Just pass the card to your sister. She's so pretty. And so one of the jokes is like, well, my mom is a great mom, but she's a terrible matchmaker, right? Like Chris Angel's told me to find a girl that I'm sexually attracted to. My mom's like, have you met your sister? No, I didn't know what to, it's one of those moments that probably only lasted for like 10 seconds, but it feels like it's still happening. And so it's going back and forth. Chris Angel's like, come on, man, let's go. And so I pass the card to my sister, and we look identical. We look truly like twins. She's like 2 years younger than me, but we both have red hair. My mom was cutting both of our hair at the time. Oh my God.
We look, and they have us on like the camera, like the screen, so we're projected on the screen.
See.
So he goes, I told you to pass that card to a hot girl, right? And I was like, yes. And he's like, well, let's see who you passed to. And they pan the camera to my sister, and in unison 600 people go,
they all knew.
it was as if it was his greatest reveal of the night. And I'm just like, oh fuck no, oh no. And so I'm freaking out, and this is such, in hindsight you're like, this is a terrible idea, but in the moment you're like, I need to fix this, right? I gotta fix this. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to fix what just happened. And because it's so uncomfortable that you can't just sit in the moment. Yeah. So you're like, I gotta move. Bob and weave. And so I grabbed, this is true, I grabbed the card out of my sister's hands, and I was, in my head, I'm like, well, maybe this will be charming. Like, maybe people will find this like endearing. And so I pass it to my mom. And they put that on the screen as well. And Chris Angel's like, don't pass it to your mom.
He says
That's worse.
Oh my God.
And then he he's like, well, this guy's pretty weird. I think we should just end the show. And then he just ended the show and walked. He walked off the stage. No magician has ever walked off. Usually they're known for vanishing. He was like a guy who eats razor blades is like, okay, freak. And then he just left.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, oh, was that bad? I think that might have been bad.
14 couldn't have been a worse age for this to happen.
You're so like everything is everything at that time. Like your whole world is like the things that are in front of you.
Yeah.
So you're like, I've ruined my life. I've ruined a big picture of my life.
Oh, done. Over.
It's over.
And your hero, like, I don't know if he was a hero, but you were a huge fan.
Yeah, the more I found out about Chris Angel, the more there is to like. Everyone's got all these stories about him being so nice and cool and normal to women.
Oh, haven't looked into it. I won't. That joke is so perfect. And how long until comedy, or when did you start that you're like, oh, I have to?
That was the first thing I ever did at an open mic ever, was tell a version of like that story.
That's a perfect it's a perfect first joke to do, because sometimes when you're new to comedy, not sometimes, kind of always, when you're new to comedy, you don't know where to start, or like that's like where I'm at in my comedy. That moment would be like, oh, I want to write a joke about that. But I think when I started, I don't even know what I was joking about, but it wasn't like pulled from such a perfect moment.
Were your jokes just like set up punchline jokes that you were starting with? Like when you went to your first open mic ever, were you like...
Yeah, I did a class in Orlando when I was in college, and I feel like they gave us like topics to do, like to write your first 5. But I feel like having something like that probably set you up on like a perfect, like a good trajectory to see like what a real grounded like moment.
Oh, sure. It was a much worse version of the... I was bad. I was like, so, do you guys remember Chris Angel? I think I was more like out of fear of just like, which I think we just feel the funniest when we're telling stories and talking. So I was like, okay, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
But then also I was like, when you tell a joke, if you're like set up punchline joke and it doesn't land, you just have to sit there.
Yeah.
Right? And it's obvious that there's
like
been no ball passed back to you. So I was like, okay, I'll just tell a story, because at least if it's not going well, I can just keep going.
Yeah, and you know how it ends. It has... Well,
yeah,
again, I guess
like I can just talk.
Yeah.
And if it's funny, great.
Yeah.
But I'm not like relying on it, which is such a cop-out of like...
No.
You don't even have to laugh. I'm just going to talk.
No, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that would be the best moment to pull for like a first open mic and stuff. It's got to be crazy what it's turned into, like from working on it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
It always blows my mind when I start a joke and I think like, oh, this is my new joke, it's going great. Then I look back to when it started and I'm like, oh my God, it's been like a year or two.
Yeah,
like a new joke, sometimes I'm like, it's been not new anymore.
Oh, you mean like a joke you figured out where you're like, I got a new joke, but you've actually been working on it for like 2 years?
I don't realize how long I've been working on it.
That's true.
That's me. True. I'm a slow.
I think everyone thinks they're slow. I think every single comedian I've ever met has been like, I'm not coming up with material fast enough. I've been working on this joke for this amount of time.
Yeah, it's got to be so nice, like Taylor Tomlinson, like when you get in the swing and you have the stage time and stuff, just burning out specials. I'm like, whew, I want that muscle.
Cook.
It's got to feel good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that joke, I love that joke. It's such a, like, you can just visualize everything so good. And I've heard it a couple times, and every time it's been so funny.
Thank you, yeah. It's funny how strongly people react to when I just go like, do you guys remember Chris Angel? Or I'm going to tell you about this story about Chris Angel. And people are like, whoa. I don't know if it's like nostalgia or something, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. I think it's fun.
It's a really good one. Do you have, last thing, do you have before this, do you have a joke? No worries if you don't. One that you've tried that doesn't work? It's always funny to think about like moments you've tried, or like you're like, oh, this is going to be good, and then it's not. It's usually always like doctor visits or stuff like that.
Like a one that's like at your expense, or just a joke in general that hasn't worked?
From like a miserable moment.
I had a joke that I couldn't figure out for a while. I had a relationship end because my girlfriend cheated on me. Mm-hmm. by having a threesome.
Oh, I think I've heard this. I think I might have heard this.
And it works now.
Okay.
But when I was starting it, I felt crazy because it's just like almost like a Mad Lib of like, what? It's like hat on a hat.
Yeah, I mean, that's
right. It's like
a
it's
lot.
the most deeply unrelatable situation of like, what? Is that
seems
even
like
legal?
It's from a sitcom.
Yeah. Or like a sitcom would be like it's too
Oh, yeah.
ultra specific.
It'd be from a dramedy.
Perhaps a dramedy, perhaps an episode of Shameless, or a plotline on Chicago Fire.
Oh!
I'll write that episode. But
Okay.
that when I was starting that, I was like, I don't even. There's so much here, and
Yeah.
there's like more details behind it that I'm just trying to put it all in the first version of the joke, like every detail, and I think it was like overwhelming.
Too much for them to digest.
So I
maybe?
figured that one out. The one that I haven't figured out is jokes about having red hair. Mm-hmm. I can't get an angle on it that I like. The only joke I have for it, I have one line, is like when I was in 6th grade. I have a joke about losing my hair, so that works. And then I just put in, I was like, I'm glad people didn't like people with red hair for a long time. Like when I was in 6th grade, the Gingers Have No Souls episode of South Park had come out.
I remember.
And I didn't watch South Park because my parents aren't divorced. So I didn't know.
That's so funny.
But that's all I have. That's the only thing I have. And I've tried to do more stuff about red hair. And I just feel like people are like, we don't care. Like, we don't care. And I don't have a good angle. But it was so... to experience it, which it doesn't sound like it, but at that time it was like everyone was so like radicalized overnight by this thing, and then just kind of like moved on. But it took like 10 years.
It's a long time.
So when I bring it up, people are like, "Oh yeah," but I'm like, "You used to really care." So I'm like, again, don't act like you didn't. It's okay now, but I just don't have an angle on it that like is resonating or that I even like.
Damn. Well, that one line is so good. I guess you just have to ask yourself tons of questions about it.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
That's probably good advice.
Yeah. Shall we start now?
Oh, yeah. And how did I feel?
It's the worst when you have something that you're like, you just can't get there, but you always do eventually.
I think so. It's just one that feels so formative to me, at least,
Yeah.
and that it's frustrating when you're like, this feels big to me. It feels small to other people.
Yeah.
But I can't communicate the way it feels big to me.
Yeah. I feel that. I'm trying. I have to pee now. I've been trying. I have a bladder issue.
Okay.
And I've been trying. My joke now, and I've been doing for whoever, is about like when I drink alcohol, I pee. But I'm like, it's not just that. So now I'm trying to like do like I always have to pee. I just have to pee all the time. Like it could be a sober joke too. It doesn't have to be about like a drunk part about it. It's my whole life. Like right now, I might pee myself.
Do you need to stop and go?
Don't worry, I got this. You'll see.
You're a pro.
But yeah, it's like I've sat on it for so long, but then I just think like it's not. I know it's relatable to some people, but it's like to me, it's like this huge thing, and then. I don't know. My mom's always like, is this relatable to everybody? But I'm like, I feel like a lot of people pee a lot.
I guess it doesn't necessarily matter if it is relatable if you're communicating your experience with it, and then that is inherently relatable.
That's what I think.
Or at least your perspective is interesting.
Because we could all relate to a feeling.
Right.
So that's...
Maybe attaching it to a feeling or like the effects of it in your life.
Yeah, for sure.
Or like, yeah, maybe it's how it impacts your life or something. Mm-hmm. Or a smaller part of something bigger.
Yeah. Man, well, we've got homework.
We've got homework to do.
But you're a good redhead, which feels rude to say.
A good redhead?
Yeah.
See what I'm talking about? She literally just goes, you're one of the good ones?
See, there you can say that.
Welcome to Gotcha, my podcast, where I go on other people's podcasts
and
and
you
entrap them. See, that's what I'm saying. People, there's like these undertones of like, I'm like, okay.
You're an attractive looking redhead.
I dated a girl years ago.
Yeah.
Who I met all of her friends, and she was like, my friends loved you. They thought you were great. They all think you'd be so good looking if you didn't have red hair.
What?
And I was like, why are you telling me
That's so rude.
She was like, no, I mean like they think you're good looking for someone with red hair. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
That is.
So it's stuff like that where I'm just like, this is so funny.
I think
But it doesn't really, no one really resonates with it.
Yeah. But I don't, it's just redheads are so rare. I feel like everyone knows, like, I don't know. I think if you said anything about it, people would understand.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's more that I don't have an angle that I like.
Yeah.
Because I think it's better to be more like, this is what I think, rather than like, do you guys agree with this?
Yeah.
It's more like, tell them what you think, right?
Yeah, it's coming from my place.
But I can't quite hone in on what I think about it right now.
Yeah.
Other than it's just like, it's more like stories, but I don't know if I have a perspective on it.
Do you think I'm going to get canceled for saying that?
No one cares. That's my whole point. I bet you more people will be like, we agree with her. I'm like, yeah. What's Reba's gonna make you apologize?
Oh, Reba.
No,
Oh
people do not care, which is funny. I don't know. It's all the things you didn't like about yourself in middle school you like about yourself as an adult.
Yeah, for sure. My Grammy, she has got red hair, so I could have kids with red hair.
Old women love it. Old women love it.
Really?
Love it. When I go to my grandma's nursing home, I can't tell you how many women are grabbing my wrist going,
Oh, the wrist holds.
it's the prettiest color. I'm like, oh, now you like color? You old bag.
But your younger self was a dick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, well, I am going to piss myself. What would you like to plug?
I have a Don't Tell taping.
Oh, yes.
Coming out. I don't know when, but in the next coming up.
You
soon.
have another one too, right? Do you have one out already?
I don't have one out.
Oh,
so this will be the first one that is coming out.
Wow, exciting! Congrats.
Thank you so much. And then I did a short special just for that Chris Angel story that I filmed and put on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
So you can watch just that story if you so desire.
I will link them all below.
Online.
Yes. Wonderful.
Oh, and also I watched Chicago Fire.
It's a great show.
Plug.
And watch Younger.
And much younger.
Okay.
If Hillary Duff was on Chicago Fire,
Oh.
come on!
Oh my God, Hillary!
Make it happen.
I'd watch it. I'm still gonna watch all of it. Wait, I have to pee, but do you have time for the Patreon?
Yeah, you go and then we'll finish.
Okay, you guys go check out the Patreon. Okay, bye.